We see it almost every night, glowing, distant, silent. The moon, our closest celestial neighbor. We've sent astronauts there, planted flags, and even brought back rocks. So we must know everything about it by now, right? Think again. Despite over 50 years of space exploration, the moon remains one of the biggest mysteries in our solar system. What's really hidden beneath its surface? Why does only one side ever face Earth? And could it be hollow? Strange magnetic anomalies, sudden temperature spikes, structures that seem artificial, and a dark side that no one has ever walked on. Even NASA admits, there are things about the moon that defy all explanations. In this video, we'll uncover some of the most bizarre, mind-bending secrets scientists are still trying to solve, from ancient legends to modern conspiracy theories, and from seismic moonquakes to evidence of water in the most unexpected places. One thing's for sure, the moon is far more than just a pretty rock in the sky. Stay until the end, because secret number 1 might just change everything you think you know, not just about the moon, but about human history itself. And if you're the kind of person who loves uncovering the unknown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Mysterious Universe, and share this video with fellow space explorers. Have you ever noticed that no matter where you are on Earth, you always see the same side of the moon? It's not a coincidence. It's called tidal locking, and it means the moon rotates on its axis at exactly the same rate it orbits the Earth, one full rotation every 27.3 days. As a result, only one side ever faces us. The other side? A dark, mysterious landscape we never see from the ground. But here's the strange part. Tidal locking isn't just rare, it's mathematically complex. It takes billions of years to happen, and yet our moon achieved this state incredibly early in its history. That's left many scientists scratching their heads. Some experts theorize that the moon once spun faster but was slowed down over time by Earth's gravitational pull. Others think the process happened far too quickly to be natural, hinting at some unknown early catastrophe that synchronized the moon in a perfect orbit. And then there are the conspiracy theories, claims that the far side of the moon is being hidden on purpose. That it's home to alien bases, crashed ships, or something governments don't want us to see. We now have images of the moon's far side, thanks to satellites and China's Chang'e 4 lander. But even those raise more questions. The far side is completely different, more cratered, thicker crust, and surprisingly, less volcanic activity. So why is the moon so perfectly locked in place? Is it just gravitational coincidence, or is there a deeper reason we haven't uncovered yet? Whatever the answer, this celestial alignment continues to baffle science, and feeds the endless curiosity of dreamers and explorers. It sounds like science fiction, but some of the moon's strangest features have led even serious scientists to ask, could the moon be artificial? Let's start with its size and position. The moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, but it's also 400 times closer to Earth. That's why it perfectly covers the sun during a total solar eclipse. This mathematical precision is so uncanny that many call it a cosmic coincidence, while others think it's something more. Now here's where things get weird. Back in the 1970s, NASA conducted experiments during the Apollo missions. When the lunar modules crashed onto the moon's surface, the moon rang like a bell for nearly an hour. It vibrated, echoing like a hollow sphere, something scientists did not expect. This led to one of the strangest scientific papers ever published, the hollow moon theory. While it's not mainstream, it sparked speculation that the moon may not be a solid object, and perhaps even a structure created or altered by intelligent beings. And it gets even stranger. The moon is the only natural satellite in the solar system that has such a perfectly circular orbit, another oddity. Its density is lower than expected for an object its size, and the materials found in lunar rocks don't fully match those of Earth. Some theorists suggest the moon might be a megastructure, an ancient alien satellite or observation station placed in orbit long ago. Far-fetched? Maybe, but we still can't fully explain the moon's origin. The prevailing theory, that it formed from a massive collision between Earth and a Mars-sized body, has gaps. The chemical compositions are too similar. So, is the moon a natural satellite? Or something more? The deeper we look, the more mysterious it becomes. You probably think of the moon as a quiet, lifeless rock, no atmosphere, no tectonic plates, no activity, right? Well, think again. During the Apollo missions, NASA left behind seismic equipment, and what they recorded shocked the scientific community. The moon isn't as dead as we thought. It shakes, a lot. These tremors, known as moonquakes, come in different types. Some are caused by meteor impacts or thermal expansion when the moon's surface heats up. But others, called deep moonquakes, are far more mysterious. These quakes occur at regular intervals, often in the same locations, and sometimes they last up to an hour, far longer than quakes on Earth. Even stranger, they originate deep beneath the surface, about 700 kilometers down, but there's no tectonic activity, no molten core, no plates shifting like on Earth. So what's causing them? Some scientists believe these moonquakes may be the result of gravitational stress from Earth's pull. The Earth and Moon are locked in a constant tidal dance, with forces pushing and pulling on the Moon's interior. Over time, this stress builds up and is released as seismic energy. But here's where it gets really weird. Some moonquakes don't fit any known category. They've been detected in areas with no obvious geological explanation. They're strong, they're long, and they seem to repeat. Could these unexplained tremors be signs of something below the surface? Some fringe researchers speculate about subsurface caverns, massive hollow regions, or even ancient structures hidden beneath the lunar crust. NASA has since proposed future missions to explore the moon's interior using updated seismic tools. But the truth remains locked beneath miles of rock and dust. For now, the moon continues to tremble, as if something inside is trying to speak. Since the first telescopes pointed toward the moon, strange sightings have been reported: shadows that move, lights that flicker, and structures that just don't belong. In 1976, during the Apollo missions, images from orbiters and landers revealed peculiar shapes on the moon's surface, perfectly symmetrical domes, triangular formations, and even what looked like artificial towers. Some appeared to cast long shadows, inconsistent with natural terrain. Others resembled entryways, dark, rectangular voids that seemed to lead somewhere underground. NASA, of course, attributed most of these to optical illusions, image artifacts, or tricks of light and shadow. And sure, many of them might be just that. But not all. In 2014, a high-resolution lunar orbiter sent back images of what many called the black rectangle, a shadowed doorway cut into a cliff on the moon's far side. It looked unnatural, clean, straight, too precise to be just a random crack. Online forums and independent researchers exploded with theories. Is it a cave? A collapsed tunnel? An entrance? And then there's the case of the shard, a towering spike seen in early lunar photographs. Estimated to be over a mile tall, its vertical shadow stretched across the surface, yet no mountain, crater, or known geological process could explain its presence. NASA, again, remained silent, or vague. Which raises the question: are we seeing remnants of ancient alien activity? Secret experiments? Or simply misinterpreting natural formations our brains are desperate to label? The moon has no atmosphere, no weather, which means structures, if they were built long ago, could survive for millennia untouched. So, what else might be hiding in plain sight? As more private companies and nations race to return to the moon, one thing is certain: the closer we look, the more questions we'll find. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a theory that refuses to go away. What if the moon is hollow? The idea first gained attention during the Apollo 12 mission in 1969. After the astronauts returned to the lunar module, they deliberately crashed the ascent stage of the spacecraft into the moon's surface. Seismic instruments left behind recorded something shocking. The moon rang like a bell for nearly an hour. NASA scientists were baffled. A solid body shouldn't vibrate like that. Later missions, including Apollo 13, repeated the experiment with even greater force. The result? The moon rang for over 3 hours. Some scientists suggested the moon's interior might be composed of low-density material, or even large voids, raising eyebrows among theorists who had long speculated the moon might not be entirely natural. Enter the hollow moon theory, a fringe hypothesis claiming that the moon is not only hollow, but possibly an artificial construct. According to this idea, it could be a giant spacecraft, created, or at least modified, by intelligent beings, perhaps to monitor Earth. Sounds far-fetched? Well, consider this. The moon's orbit is unusually perfect. Its size and distance from Earth allow it to perfectly cover the sun during eclipses, an astronomical coincidence so rare. It's practically unheard of in our solar system. Some scientists offer a simpler explanation. The moon may have large cavities or partially hollow regions, caused by ancient volcanic activity or asteroid impacts. But others aren't convinced. If the moon is partially hollow, how much of it is empty space? What's inside those chambers, and who, if anyone, put them there? The truth might be mundane, or it might challenge everything we know about the cosmos and our place in it. Long before telescopes or space missions, ancient cultures around the world worshipped the moon. But was it simply because of its beauty and brightness, or did they know something more? In Mesopotamia, the moon god Nana, or Sin, was considered the source of wisdom and divine insight. The Babylonians built entire temples aligned with lunar phases, using the moon to guide their calendars and predict eclipses with astonishing accuracy. The Maya civilization went even further. Their astronomers could track the moon's 29.5-day cycle with incredible precision. They associated lunar phases with goddesses, fertility, agriculture, and prophecy, believing the moon's movements influenced human destiny. But here's where things get mysterious. Ancient texts from India's Vedas, Egypt's pyramid texts, and even Native American legends speak of the moon as brought into the sky, not born there. Some stories describe the moon arriving in Earth's orbit after humanity already existed. In one ancient Zulu legend, two brothers, who came from the stars, rolled the moon across the sky like a giant egg. Strangely enough, they also claimed the moon was hollow and once filled with water. Coincidence? Or could these ancient myths be metaphorical records of a real event, an artificial satellite arriving in Earth's orbit? Modern science tells us the moon likely formed from a massive collision between Earth and a Mars-sized planet called Theia. But even that theory doesn't explain all the moon's anomalies, like its perfect circular orbit, or its unusual mineral composition compared to Earth. Could ancient civilizations have known more than we give them credit for? Were their myths memories of forgotten truths, passed down through stories and stone? Maybe the moon isn't just a light in the night sky. Maybe it's a message, written in craters and shadows, waiting to be read. On the moon, something strange is happening, something scientists can't fully explain. In several areas of the lunar surface, magnetic fields have been detected. But here's the mystery. The moon shouldn't have a magnetic field at all. Earth's magnetism comes from its liquid metal core. The moon, by contrast, has a solid core and no active dynamo. So where are these patches of magnetism coming from? In 2018, NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter detected localized magnetic anomalies, especially around Reiner Gamma, a bizarre swirl-like feature on the moon's surface. These regions not only deflect solar wind but also glow faintly when hit by sunlight, suggesting a strange interaction between magnetism and radiation. Some researchers believe ancient asteroid impacts might have magnetized certain regions. Others argue that the anomalies could be caused by metallic elements buried under the surface, perhaps even remnants of ancient technology. Yes, it sounds like science fiction, but let's take a step back. In 1970, two Russian scientists, Vasin and Sherbakov, published a paper proposing that the moon may be an artificial satellite, possibly hollow and encased in a shell of titanium. They pointed to the moon's unusual density, perfect orbit, and strange echo-like behavior during Apollo missions, as if the moon were ringing like a bell. Could these magnetic anomalies be leftovers from whatever process placed the moon in orbit? Could they be signals or shielding mechanisms created by an ancient intelligence? Skeptical? So are most scientists. But even they admit, we don't have all the answers. The moon's magnetic mysteries might be natural, or they might be clues to something older, and far stranger than we imagine. What if the truth isn't buried on Earth, but on the moon itself? Hidden in plain sight? The far side of the moon, forever hidden from Earth's view, has long been a source of fascination and speculation. Unlike the familiar near side, which faces us and features vast lunar plains, the far side is rugged, heavily cratered, and far more mysterious. In 2019, China's Chang'e 4 spacecraft made history by becoming the first mission to successfully land on the far side of the moon. What it found surprised even seasoned scientists. Satellite imagery revealed unusual formations, towering ridges, geometrically shaped hills, and crater anomalies that some say resemble artificial structures. One of the most talked about discoveries? A cube-shaped object nicknamed the Moon Cube, spotted by the Yutu-2 rover. While later revealed to be a small boulder, its perfect symmetry caused an uproar among conspiracy theorists and UFO enthusiasts alike. But it's not just modern photos raising eyebrows. For decades, amateur researchers poring over Apollo mission photographs have claimed to spot what they call lunar ruins, rectangular outlines, tunnel-like openings, and even what appears to be a massive dome structure on the far side. NASA has never confirmed these observations and often attributes them to pareidolia, our brain's tendency to see patterns where none exist. Still, some anomalies persist. Take, for instance, the Paracelsus C crater, where radar scans have picked up unusual subterranean voids. Could these be ancient lava tubes? Or remnants of long-lost alien architecture? No one knows for sure. The far side remains largely unexplored, radio silent, and inaccessible to most Earth-based telescopes, which makes it the perfect place to hide something. Could it be that we're looking in the wrong direction when we search for evidence of extraterrestrial contact? Maybe, just maybe, the answers aren't light years away, but sitting quietly, just beyond the moon's horizon. Since the dawn of civilization, the moon has held a central place in humanity's myths, legends, and spiritual beliefs. From Egypt to Mesopotamia, from the Americas to Asia, nearly every ancient culture looked to the moon, not just as a source of light, but as a celestial force, a deity, and even a cosmic messenger. In Sumerian mythology, the moon god Nana was the keeper of time and wisdom. The ancient Egyptians associated the moon with Thoth, the god of writing, science, and magic. Meanwhile, the Greeks revered Selene, a moon goddess who rode her chariot across the night sky, while Maya legends spoke of moon deities involved in death, rebirth, and fertility. But here's where it gets strange. Many of these civilizations, separated by oceans and thousands of miles, shared eerily similar lunar myths. They spoke of the moon watching over Earth, of its connection to tides, fertility cycles, and dreams. More intriguingly, several myths speak of a time before the moon existed, when the night sky was completely dark. Wait, what? The Zulu people of Africa, for instance, have a legend claiming that the moon was brought to Earth by ancient sky gods. Similarly, some Native American tribes believe the moon was once part of another world and later placed in our sky. Are these just symbolic stories? Or echoes of something deeper, some forgotten cosmic event burned into our collective memory? Even today, the moon is still shrouded in mystery. Scientists debate its formation, its hollow-sounding interior, and even whether it might have arrived later in Earth's history, possibly through a massive impact. What if our ancestors weren't imagining things? What if the myths are not metaphorical, but a record, a poetic retelling, of something very real that happened long ago? This is where science fiction begins to blur with science fact, and where some of the world's most controversial thinkers step into the conversation. What if the moon isn't a natural satellite at all? Some researchers have proposed a radical idea. The moon could be artificial. That's right, not just a rock that drifted into Earth's orbit. but a constructed object, possibly hollow, and potentially created by an advanced intelligence. This theory, often dismissed by mainstream science, stems from several bizarre observations. The Moon's orbit is unusually circular for a natural satellite. It is exactly the right size and distance to cause perfect solar eclipses, something statistically improbable. Seismic experiments during Apollo missions showed the Moon rang like a bell when struck, suggesting a hollow or partially hollow interior. Its crust is oddly thicker on the far side, with a mass concentration, mascon, beneath its surface that helps maintain orbital stability. Even NASA's own scientists once referred to the Moon's anomalies as mind-boggling. Some go further, suggesting the Moon may have been placed in orbit on purpose, either to stabilize Earth's wobble, to seed life by creating stable seasons, or even to watch us. Sounds crazy? Maybe, but when you combine the mathematical precision of the Moon's motion with its impossible size-to-distance ratio, it's hard not to wonder. Why does this one object influence Earth's tides, magnetism, and even biological rhythms? Why do so many ancient cultures treat it like a divine mechanism, not just a celestial body? Could it be that the Moon is more than we've ever imagined? Not just a piece of space debris, but a message, a machine, a mystery left by someone or something that came before us. And perhaps that's exactly what they wanted us to start asking. For thousands of years, the Moon has silently watched over us, guiding sailors, inspiring poets, shaping the tides, and marking the rhythm of time. Yet, after all our rockets, rovers, and research, we're still just scratching the surface of what it truly is. Every time we think we understand the Moon, it surprises us again. From mysterious deep moon quakes to strange magnetic anomalies, from lakes of frozen shadow to elements not found on Earth, the Moon keeps whispering secrets, just loud enough for the curious to hear. And now, with new missions on the horizon, from NASA's Artemis program to China's Chang'e landers, we're about to return to the Moon like never before. But this time, not just to collect rocks. This time, to settle, to study, and maybe, just maybe, to uncover the truth. Will we find remnants of ancient civilizations buried beneath lunar dust? Will we tap into new forms of energy hidden inside its crust? Or will we finally answer the haunting question, why is the Moon here at all? In the end, the Moon is not just a destination. It is a mirror, reflecting our thirst for answers, our boldness to explore, and our endless wonder about the universe. So as we look up at the night sky, let's keep asking, what haven't we discovered yet? Because somewhere out there, in the shadows of the Moon, the next great revelation may be waiting. Telescope if this journey stirred your curiosity. Don't forget to like, subscribe to Mysterious Universe, and share this video with fellow stargazers. Together, let's unlock the secrets that still linger in the moonlight. Full moon sparkles.